uh, to we're just thanking Bhagwan to be in this, to have this opportunity to be amongst all of you in His presence. It's my sheer delight because I already heard Sarla Auntie is here, and she is our leading light to Bhagwan. Thank you, Auntie, for your presence, for everyone else who is here, for all my elders, family, friends from lost many years ago. We've been together and probably seeing each other after a long time. So I'm really feeling very blessed and auspicious today, this time. I think, for me, Bhagwan probably came as the sun. He's for all of us, the sun who takes away all the ignorance, and then sometimes we have these light posts and guideposts of love. So, my most revered pranams to my mother, who was my first light post to taking me out of this ignorance towards Bhagwan. And the first guru in our family, who was Swami's representative, was certainly Sarla Auntie, whom we always heard about. And certainly after Mama, and on a physical plane, of course, Swami taking over the reins of my life. Many afternoons and evenings in Puttaparthi were spent in Sarla Auntie's home, outside her room, inside her room, with Puneet Bhaiya, her son, whom I was very blessed to share a lot of times with. I was 16, grade 10 in New Delhi, like any other young boy, completely unaware. Definitely, I will admit that even till 16, when I was not actively knowing or in Bhagwan's fold, although I would hear and see Mama coming to bhajans, and I would probably be toddling along, but I never knew or never understood the divine love of Baba, as all of us experience every day, that he had his own plan. There were all these hints of divinity that we are, that he had already sprinkled in my life. Different experiences as a young boy, even as young as maybe 12, 13, 14, come into my room, sitting alone for hours, just sitting in the quiet, enjoying some music and liking the solitude. But it was in grade 10, truly, when actually grade 11, I had met Sarla Auntie, but this time it was 1991, and my mama would keep saying keep a photo of Bhagwan in the room, and I would never, I had all these, I remember still 36 posters of Arnold Schwarzenegger and Madonna, like any teenage boy, all around the room, and I stuck them up with Colgate, because Colgate on paint in New Delhi, or any other paint in India probably, was like, you cannot tear it. So I had all these around my room, and like a teenage boy, all these posters, and not a single photo of any god. Anyway, 1991, as I started my grade 12, Gautam Bhaiya was our icon in the family, someone in fact, personally, when I used to go as a small child to Central Lane, I would always look up at him. He always had this glowing, loving smile, and everyone would give the example, you have to be like Gautam Bhaiya, he would study so hard, and he would be always top of class, and I didn't know what that was. I was a Buddhu in school, and teachers would actually say in the parent-teachers meeting, I still remember myself, my mother, father would be called and said, ये पढ़ता नहीं है, इसको actually fail करना चाहिए, but ये cute इतना है, हम इसको F- देके pass कर देंगे. So I would literally, maths was always a fail. Other subjects I would somehow get 39, 40, and they would just push me up by 1 mark. and I would pass every year to the utter surprise of my father. He had no hope from me. My eldest sister was his beacon of light कि कुछ करेगी, but गौरव तो बस पता नहीं है कॉलेज भी जाएगा कि नहीं. Anyway, when grade 12 started, I remember Sarla auntie came and Mama was there in Karol Bagh where I was brought up and said, Kusum, hum Rishikesh chalenge, Sai Dham. And Mama looked at me and said, Gaurav, साथ चलेगा? And I said, मैं क्या करूँगा, देखता हूँ. That night was the first night when Bhagwan showed what his plan was. I remember I used to sleep in this mezzanine room, which is like there was a staircase going from the ground floor to the first floor, and in between the ground and the first floor, outside the house, there was this small room, and I got that room somehow, even at that age. And like I said, all these posters, everything was there. I used to study there, pretty much live in that room. And that night, when I got up in the morning, I used to have this, it was summer holidays had started, and grade 12 had just started. Anyway, I went down as usual in the morning, and I didn't remember anything, but as I opened the fridge, I used to make my own egg every morning. That was my duty to learn how to cook. So as I opened the fridge, there was this tray of eggs in the front, and mom was ironing in that kitchen area only. We had a small dining room. As I took out one egg, the whole tray fell, and I said to Mama, I'm leaving non-veg. So Mama was vegetarian, but my father used to eat non-veg, and I was wondering who said that because I could never live without my eggs every morning, and to just that those words just came out, so I didn't know. So that was the first thing, and then I thought nothing of it. Actually didn't have the egg that day, which my mother was shocked about. And anyway, the whole day went by, and I told Mama that मैं आऊँगा ऋषिकेश चलेंगे. So we had 3 more days to go. That night when I slept, very clearly I remember, I slept at some point, which was probably much closer to morning. Swami appeared in front of, there was a single bed. Swami appeared in front of the bed and just said to me, prepare karta. And as he said prepare karta, he started multiplying, and I clearly remember still Swami, multiple Swamis standing all around my bed. I'm getting goosebumps right now as I recall that experience. But again, to me, it was more excitement, and I ran down, Mama, and she was like, क्या हुआ है? And I said, Mama, Swami आए हैं. And she said, she looked at me and she had a curiosity, and then she started smiling as if she knew. And I said, Swami आए ऐसे multiply करे bed के round, and he said, prepare करता. What does that mean? क्या मतलब prepare करता? So she said, you will find out in time. I said, okay. And she was very cute. She said, अच्छा एक तो photo अब तो रख ले. So I said, I used to love Krishna. So I was like still a little icky about it. So I said, अच्छा चलो वो कृष्णा वाली black and white photo है, there was a black and white picture जिसमें there was Krishna and Swami. So I said, वो दे दो मुझे. So I went up somehow in a place where there was a wall space still left between the posters. I put that up. So that was the second night when I slept. Next morning when I get up, there was this beautiful fragrance, and that entire picture was full of vibhuti with Swami's tricks, as you can say. So I opened the door, screamed out, Mama, upar aao, and she came up running, क्या हुआ है? So, are you okay? क्या हुआ? मैं कहा, Mama, देखो मुझे विभूति आई है. So very cutely, Swami had put vibhuti in the entire picture, but only his face was showing. Everything else was covered. So his clear message was, only I am here. I could feel something is happening, and I was more excited like a child कि oh कुछ हो रहा है. The third night is when I think the floodgates opened. without again my knowing. I had no idea what was going on other than this, this physical, metaphysical connection and excitement. I didn't know what is God. I didn't know who is Swami. Swami is there, okay, everyone goes, love, some bate karte. When we would go to Central Lane, only discussion would be about Swami. There were bhajans and yeah, he's Bhagwan. But to me, even as a 17, 18-year old, okay, he's God. But that's it. It's just a statement of fact. That night when I slept, next morning I got up. Actually, I got up. The bell those days अगर main door से कोई करेगा train एक bell बजती थी train and the whole house would wake up like that was it was such a loud bell. So before my eyes opened and I opened the door, I heard the sound and I could hear. I knew it was Raja Bhaiya. I think some people from Delhi will remember. Raja Bhaiya was sent by Swami to Delhi in those days to set up the Science Samiti and really increase Swami's work in Delhi. So Raja Bhaiya, I could hear him coming question ये कोई पीछे कोई आपके staircase है कोई स्वामी आए थे मुझे ऊपर जाना है and he literally pushed him going through the house and at the time I probably came down the steps halfway and he was already like oh Gaurav ऊपर किसका रूम है यहाँ से स्वामी ऊपर बैठे चलो चलो मेरे को अंदर जाना है and he came into my room. And I hadn't realized, but my whole study desk was full of vibhuti. My whole bed was full of vibhuti. And he says, he didn't care about the vibhuti. He said, yeah, blue book hai. Swami came up and he went to this bookshelf and as he entered the door, as if he knew the room, he said, ye right side the bookshelf hai. And there was, lo and behold, of course, that was my bookshelf of all my books of grade 12. And he came in and he said, yeah, blue book kaun si hai? And actually, again, if people go back to memory, grade 12 NCERT book, there were two maths books, blue book and yellow book. And blue book was the main book. He said, oh, Swami pulled this out. Which is this book? He said, oh, maths book. He said, Swami took this out and flipped the whole book like this, every page like in and he saw it. He said, yeah, so Swami saw this fur book and then he's blessed you, Gaurav, and he just said that and then gingerly turned around and left. I'm wondering what is going on. I'm more excited about the Vibhuti and I'm like, maths is the least interesting thing. What is Swami saying in this maths book? So anyway, we went to Rishikesh. Sarla aunty was in the car. Mama was in the car. But one thing clearly that happened, I could not doubt that everything on the way, it was so funny and it was my first unbelievable experience because of Swami's grace, of course. Every person, the cycle on the rickshaw, the person on the cycle, the person on the rickshaw, somebody passing by in the car, everyone was Swami. I could not see anything but Swami's face, Swami's form, with Swami's robe. And it was very, very surprising for me. Every leaf, everything, I was lost. The whole journey, I don't remember. But one thing I remember, as we reached Sai Dham, and I thought it was few seconds in which we reached, maybe Sarla aunty remembers or not, but Sarla aunty asked me, Gaurav, kya hua? And I was like, bas mereko jana hai. And before the car stopped, I opened the door and I started running. I literally jumped out of the car and started running. And I didn't know Rishikesh. It was my first time ever. At that time, Sai Dham के सामने कुछ ज़्यादा नहीं था. चढ़ाई नीचे जाती थी और कुछ तो मैं literally मम्मा बोली गौरव तो Sarla aunty just probably told her छोड़ दो कुसुम कुछ नहीं होगा. And I ran and I ran across the Lakshman Jhula. Lakshman Jhula is in front of Sai Dham when you go down at that time. I remember I ran and I went up. I kept trekking up the hill opposite side and 2.5 hours later, I came to this small place where there was some sadhu sitting there. And I felt Ganesha was there. And I just stopped. And the only thing I remember right now, and then, because after that I literally remember I made my way back to Sai Dham, but when I stopped there, the sadhu, his eyes opened, and he said, गौरव वापस आ गए तुम. And I don't know what that meant. And I saw him and I was laughed and turned around and I ran back to Sainam. So this is my earliest recollection of how the journey started. And I will now fast forward. When the summer vacations got over after this incident, I went back to school. I used to sit on the front desk with my classmate Sumit Verma, who is actually now a very leading lawyer in the Supreme Court. He was a maths whiz. The first thing which happened from day one after I returned to school, the maths teacher, Mrs. Kanwar, who also became the school principal and very clearly recollects me because she was confused. She would come into class, start talking about a maths concept. She would literally start asking a question, but before the question finished from her mouth, the answer would blurt out from my mouth. And my teacher would look at me. First time, second time, she didn't bother. She would have thought पढ़ाई करी होगी summer holidays में. Then, but my desk mate who knew उसको maths आता ही नहीं, he used to just like me. He would turn and first time when I only answered, he said, "Did you know question क्या पूछने वाली है?" And I was looking at him more confused than he was looking at me because I didn't know what happened. But this became a habit. I would find the answer coming out of my mouth before I would even hear the question. So it was shocking. And then when our first test happened, the teacher called me to the teacher's room and she said, Gaurav, तुम इतने स्मार्ट तो होने कि तुम चीट करोगे, बट तुमने क्या किया हॉलीडेज में? क्योंकि आई गॉट शी गिव मी 22 on 20 and I said, ma'am, 22 on 20. She said, I've given you 2 marks for neat handwriting. And I remember my mother used to say, तो अपनी handwriting तो ठीक कर ले, but समझ ही नहीं आता तो लिखता क्या है. So Swami had done something and the whole year, every maths test, I got 100%. And to my utter surprise, but now I knew what was happening. So fast forward to the end of year 12, before the boards happened, my father asked me, what do you want? And I said, अभी तो board exams ही नहीं खत्म हुए हैं, आप क्या पूछ रहे हो क्या चाहिए? He said, नहीं, but तेरे को उसके बाद क्या करना है? So I'd been to Perthi in 1984 when I was 10 years, but I was a child, I didn't know anything. So I said, Papa, I want a ticket to wherever Swami is, Whitefields or Puttaparthi. And he made a big nose because he's still an atheist and even if he was listening, he wouldn't care. So he said, Puttaparthi जाना तुम्हें? मैंने कहा, हाँ जी. So he said, okay. So I think Swami was in Whitefields. So fast forward to 1992 March, first day in Whitefields, around the Krishna in the circle. I was sitting. I think I was probably in line 3 or 4. The music started from far. Swami came from 3. At that time, there was no shed, nothing, just the Krishna statue around the tree and everyone sitting. And Swami came and I clearly remember he came, stood in the front, looked, and in that first look, I physically felt, and I can't deny anymore, I used to not discuss this, I physically felt currents flow through. And I knew that he is Bhagwan beyond all doubt. And there is something which has begun. He had given the evidence, and now with just one look, the journey had started. And the journey did start. I think Sarla Aunty probably got used to my questions, hundreds of questions. Again, going fast forward, Sarla Aunty one day told me in Parthi, Gaurav, सारे आंसर्स तेरे अंदर ही मिलेंगे. I think that half sentence of Auntie was enough. Auntie doesn't know, but every day since that day till today, and every day that passes, that has been my leading light. Swami's grace has always been with all of us, will always be with all of us. And I think one thing I think we all must not deny is our divinity. You know, we are humble. We talk about Swami. We all love Swami. We all have such beautiful experiences of Swami. But Swami came to give us this special revelation of truth that we all are in His image, divine as He is, as His living proof will always be. From that year till now, I can only say that in all honesty and in all humility, not one incident or day goes, not one event, whether in school, college, after that, in work, where Swami has not shown and proven. And in fact, I think my journey, there's only one thing which is consistent about my journey is that I am truly actually a very average person from a intellect and intelligence point of view. My sheer inspiration was Gautam Bhaiya. I would go to Puttaparthi and while Swami's love and yearning for Swami's blessing, which occurred in so many ways. All of us can fill up books and books of our experiences. I would always look for Gautam Bhaiya in the student lines. I would always love seeing him from far. It was more like at my age, he was the mirror of what we wanted to be in Bhagwan's presence, a yearning student. He was our inspiration, Bhaiya and the family. And Swami was the Godhead. And Swami has given a lot of physical experiences like everyone. I think I would only be a small addition. You can name it, all the experiences. I remember once Amit was sitting and he said in the middle of the darshan when Swami had left, Swami was standing probably for 20-30 minutes just looking at me and then some other people and then looking at me, some other people. What was he doing? He was waking me up. He was awakening my ignorant ego self to wake up to our truth. So we all know Swami's journey and blessing upon us in this whatever form we can recognize as whatever experience this is. We can't deny that he is making us wake up. He wants us to wake up. So in first year college, so my 3 years in undergraduate in Delhi in SRCC, I think Swami gave the name Sri Ram College of Commerce, but he knew that I am going to only be with, again, so all 3 years, of course, a lot of us were in Sevadal together, but I used to literally be in Parthi most times when Swami was there. So the interesting fact is that first year of college, literally every month I'd be in Puttaparthi. A lot of times I would actually not tell anyone. I would be very quietly, I would take a room outside even. And I had this thing, when Sarla aunty said, Gaurav, तुम्हें अंदर जाना पड़ेगा, अंदर खोजना पड़ेगा. I started, the meditation started. And again, meditation is a word, but what meditation means, I think it's very different from what we think meditation is. I think as a human mind, limited human mind with thought, we can certainly concentrate. But I would love to just sit alone for hours and hours and just sit in contemplation. And silence was the most beautiful friend I had. I think so. I would keep wishing to Swami that I could be a student, but I think for both my father's own aspiration and some journey. Swami wanted me to be internally more connected. So I would come to Prati, I would hardly attend classes. And the first year of undergraduate college, when the final exams happen in college once a year, I actually literally my father was posted to the Middle East. For me, it was the most beautiful news that he was going, and I would have no unhindered access to Puttaparthi, to Swami, and to any bhajans or service activities. So, actually, I remember this time. I think March we used to have exams, if I'm not mistaken, March or April. And first year, 1993, I told Mama, I'm going. And what I meant was that I'm going forever, I'm not coming back. And she would always say, Tuja. So I went to Puttaparthi and I had a one-way ticket. And I remember this was the first one. Every time I would get number one line. Every time, without fail, I would be number one line. And Swami, I never had any conversations with Swami the entire year, but I used to just love seeing his feet, and I was very disciplined. Even if he would come close to me, I would never touch his feet. I would just look at his feet, keep looking at his eyes. And I loved his saying was that whenever I pass you, don't underestimate how I transform you. So don't talk after I pass through in front of you, whether you're at the back or front. So I would never talk. I would put my eyes down when he would go away. After silent sitting, I would just leave straight away. And I would go back to my room and be in silence. So this visit, I was there. I remember I was counting days. Every day, last line, last line, last line. 30 days went by, and it was 2 days before my first subsidiary paper, because in undergraduate, I remember bachelor's degrees, you would have your subsidiary papers. First. Yeah, that's right. So maths and English. I missed both of them. I missed both of them. I was in Turkey. So first year college, I intended I would not give the papers, imagine. Because I actually didn't want to study. I was so bad at studying, I didn't want to study, but my father wanted me to study. So 30 days happened, last line, 31st day, there's 1 day left for our first mains paper to happen. So next morning, there was a mains paper. So this is 1 day prior, I get line 1. Believe you me, I can still feel the fear in me. I sit in number 1. Swami comes out in Puttaparthi, straight to the men's side, comes, looks at me, and just looks and leaves. And it was like a command from the universe for me to be thrown out of Parthi. The darshan doesn't even end. And I get up and I rush out as if someone commanded me to leave. And I don't remember consciously that it's the first mains paper. Anyway, I go to my room, pack up, take the bus. And lo and behold, before I board the bus at Puttaparthi, Puneet Bhaiya bumps into me. And he said, "Kahan ja raha hai?" And I said, "Bhaiya, I think कल मेरा पेपर है, शायद मैं भूल गया, स्वामी ने कहा जाओ." So he said, अभी तो पीक टाइम है, तेरे को प्लेन में तो टिकट मिलने नहीं वाली, तेरे को पैसे हैं? मैं कहा भैया मेरे को पता भी नहीं कितने पैसे आए, 2300 rupees or something at that time. He said, एक काम करियो, वैसे तो स्वामी बोलते हैं झूठ नहीं बोलना, बट ये बोल दियो तेरे ग्रैंडफादर की डेथ हो गई. अच्छा बाय द वे तेरे ग्रैंडफादर की डेथ तो नहीं हुई? मैं कहा नहीं वो ही पास लॉन्ग बैक. ही सेड फिर ठीक है, तो बोल दो ग्रैंडफादर की डेथ हो गई है, डेथ कॉल है. I don't know what he meant, but Swami had to make sure. So I went to the airport. 2255 rupees they wanted. Some 30 rupees का best ticket आता है, 10 rupees left. I go to the ticket counter. I say, "Ma'am, Delhi, I want a flight." She says, "No, it's full." I said, "Ma'am, death call my grandfather." I'm trying to keep my smile inside my face. And she says, "Oh, okay, sir, I'll have to see. Please wait." She says, "Okay, ticket." She gives after 2 minutes going, asking someone. And I'm in the jump seat inside the cockpit. And I'm so excited. I've never been inside the cockpit. So I'm flying, looking at the views, going back to Delhi. Anyway, I reach back home. And Mama says, तू आ गया वापस? मैं कहा हाँ, मेरा कल फर्स्ट मेंस पेपर है और ऐसा मेरे को किक कभी नहीं मिला प्रोबेबिलिटी से। तो मम्मी इज मोर एक्साइटेड सेइंग, स्वामी टॉक टू यू? I said, no, he didn't talk to me, but it was like all the forces of the universe pushed me out of Parthi, which I don't know what it was. Next morning, I go, uh, I sit through all the exams, and the only thing I remember is because मैंने कोई classes नहीं attend करी, कुछ नहीं. The only thing I remember is in the whole paper of 3 hours, every day I'm seeing my hand move, and I don't know what is going on, and I'm just moving, and I just come. All my classmates who see me say, "Where were you? To aata hi nahi hai," and I have no answers, and I go back, and then the exams finish, and then I realize मैंने दो subsidies तो दिए नहीं. Then I find out they allow you to give subsidies in the next year, so no problem, you can give next year. I finish the exams, again go back to Parthi. Lo and behold, after a month and a half, I get to know that I've got 74% average. Again, if people know in college in Delhi to get 74% average is not easy. Very, very difficult. Second year, the same thing happened. The whole year, I was wherever Swami was, or I would go to ashrams, or Bindoma ashram in Bangalore, or I'll go to Rishikesh, I'll go to Vishisht Gufa, stay there. I'll come to Auntie when I'm in Puttaparthi. Uh, Second year again, same thing happened. This time I was in Kodaikanal. Same thing happened this time. All 45 days, every day I would go for darshan, quietly go back to this room in the village I had got far away because I had little money. I booked the room for 45 days. I booked the room for 2 months. 45 days go by. Last line, last line, last line. 45th day, first line. Swami comes, doesn't come to me at all, comes out of the room, and from across that balcony, I remember, looks at me like laser eyes, same thing. It's like someone's thrown me out of the ashram. I cannot control myself. This time I pack up, go to the bus stop in Kodai, and it's evening 6:30, and nothing's there. So I am wondering, bus kaun si leni hai to go to Bangalore? And this guy in the uniform, like a bus conductor, is coming from somewhere, and he says, "Sir, मैं कहा bus कहाँ है?" He said, "Sir, last bus gone. No more bus tomorrow morning. You come." I'm like, "No, no, I need to go tonight." He said, "Sir, sorry, sir. Last bus just left 5 minutes ago." As he is completing his statement, around that hill corner from which the bus had turned, the flashers are on, and this bus is backing up. And I said, "Bus?" He's also looking confused. And the bus stops, and the driver jumps down of the bus and comes running. And उससे कुछ अपनी local language में कुछ बात करता है. And I say, "ये बस बैंगलोर जा रहा है?" He says, "हाँ." I said, "मेरे को जाना है." He said, "हाँ, एक सीट है पीछे, जाओ तुम बैठो." So I go sit in the bus, make my way back. Somehow again, in night, I reach back Delhi. Next morning, I give all my subsidiaries without studying, all my exams without studying. I came first in university. And fast forwarding third year, I was at home all year. Somehow Swami didn't let me come to Parthi much at all. Whole year I was going to classes. One thing I remember, I used to study, but I used to keep sitting in the room, trying to meditate, trying to increase my sitting from 2 hours to 4 hours to 8 hours. That year I got 53%. I studied very hard. I got 53%. So one common thread of conscious knowledge I had in my life was only Swami is controlling everything. And now I understand we are all in divinity as one. And this is a beautiful play. And everything is just happening. There is nothing to do. There is no doer. And all of us will arrive into this truth one day. Because if I look at from 1995, after which Swami made me go to the US for my MBA, how the studies happened there. I would only meditate the whole day in this class. My father said, you have to do postgraduate. I said, I don't want to study. I said, okay, then I want to go to America. But I said, America, I wanted to be so far away that no one can monitor me. The whole day, its own American MBA programs is very, very demanding. I would just sit in my room. I'd go for class, come back to my room, just sit, just sit, just sit. So how the grades I got, it doesn't matter what I got, but I got such a high grade of GPA. It was a near perfect score, unheard of. I was inducted into an honor society of the US, and the then president of the US had to award me the certificate, which I didn't take. I just came back to India after my last exam. I wanted to go to Parthi. And of course, as soon as I came back and went to Parthi, I was granted an interview by Bhagwan with his grace. It was a beautiful time. But I just want to share that every stage after that, in so many events, in so many times, in literally everything, uh, I've never prepared. I've been in front of CEOs and auditoriums. I have never taken any thought, any preparation of what I'm going to present, talk. I know that Swami is there in front of me and that divine force is everywhere. And it's like I've been challenging life to show me when is it that divinity is not there. So now it's beyond doubt. Uh, that's just again a sharing of just again, like all of us, I think all of us know every moment in our lives, living, breathing, whatever this experience is to everyone, that we are in divinity, protected, guided, guarded by divinity. I think one thing we all are, in our specific circumstances of life and every day, whether as children or as teenagers or adults, as parents now, we all have life situations. Actually, there is nothing. So Swami has made it so easy for everyone to just be connected to him. What can I say? I think we call it different ways. Some call it surrender, some call it oneness, some call it, so many words. We are so blessed to have been chosen by Bhagwan to experience him all the time in his true divinity. He has taken us beyond form, beyond words. What can we say? When you read about truth, I've never read the Vedas and all, but when you hear of concepts of Advaita and so many other things, such intellectual things, but Swami is just, in his one look, you disappear. There's nothing. To the extent that he doesn't have to be even showing himself, and we are allowed to ascend into such a state of, I think that's his purity is our greatest truth. I think acceptance is the biggest truth. Accept everything as his grace. Because everything is his grace. What is it? One thing, I don't think anyone on this forum, anyone would say that anything and everything that happened is but the will of God, the will of the divine truth. Each one of us is truly his image of love. See, we are so many right now, but in this oneness of silence, what is the greater experience? Nothing. When we operate at the individual level, see, we love Swami and we all believe in Swami, no doubt. And that's it. When we believe in Swami and we trust him and love him, then what is left to question? were talking in one session, and I said, "I bless you with all the failures and all the pains and suffering," and she was laughing. Because if pain and suffering makes us think of Bhagwan, then welcome, 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 welcome the person who's causing you pain. Give him so much love and blessing that thank you, because of you I can think of Bhagwan even more. I think when someone causes pain and suffering, we should be happier. Swami even has said, when someone says something rude to you behind your back, your karmas are even cut. So in front of you, if they're calling you, you're blessed. You should feel the blessing. I think that is what maybe our philosophy of life has to change. See, because when we win and we are successful, it's all individual. Actually, that gives rise to individual ego. I think we should pray that Bhagwan make us fail. Because in failure, we will cry together, think of Bhagwan together, enjoy the failure together. What is failure? See, we are all of us right now, someone's with all due regard. I don't want to mock this question. I'm sure you're going through pain, but I'm sure that with all the prayers and love of this beautiful family you have, I have been blessed today after 33 years of coming into this family. Maybe भगवान said अब तूने थोड़ा बहुत कुछ समझ लिया तो मैं तेरे को एंट्री दे देता हूँ. You are already in this family. I think what else? For me, right now, I think after now, I'm in Australia. I can show you my calendar. We all operate by calendars. My calendars are empty. My last call is empty. Now I have zero social network. In fact, once my father asked to America से इंडिया करके आप तो ऑस्ट्रेलिया क्यों जाना जाता है? I didn't answer that question physically, but in my mind I answered, I want to go to the farthest end of the earth where no one can even find me, because I want to be alone with myself. You are with so many beautiful people who are immersed in God's love. Just pick up the phone or go and sit with someone who loves you. And you will know that the love that you have is much more than the grief that is being caused by whoever. But even that grief, Bhagwan is willing for you to remember and remind yourself that you still have love. The growth that comes through suffering can't come through anything else. Physical level, when we are living in this life, none of us can deny that at an individual level, pain comes. I can't deny that pain comes, but in Puneet Bhaiya's words, he said, आएगी. इसका magic ये है. This is we sitting in Puttaparthi, he and I, in front of Sarla Auntie's room outside. He said, आएगी. आएगा दर्द. इसका मैजिक है 5% लगेगा, 95% नहीं लगेगा. So I can't forget, So Swami has already insulated us. This amount of pain that comes, we can't feel. What is pain? He has made us fighters beyond any kind of obstacle. I have seen, and I'm nothing, literally, actually I don't know, I asked that by no means am I anyone in this worldly life also. I left because I actually still feel this Swami can make a Buddhu duffer like me, someone who has a family, and actually if my wife is listening, she'll be, she has cried through my life, and she said to Rita, तो 2 कश्तियों में कैसे पाँव रखेगी, इसका तो कुछ पता ही नहीं है इधर उधर. And she unfortunately didn't listen to auntie and has been crying all her life because she has seen I'm a fanatic actually. From Bhagwan's perspective, I think that I am extreme. So the thing is, we are so blessed. I have seen the side of the devil and how Swami has protected and guided. willfully ignoring all his instructions. I have gone to the devil's end. And he does not, and he will not let you, whoever asks this question, sir or ma'am, with all due regard, you have not been left to be, he is already looking after you. One more thing Puneet Bhaiya said, which has proven true to me. He said, Gaurav, कर्म सबको भुगतना है, लेकिन स्वामी की ब्यूटी है, he rearranges the karmas. वो पहले सारे मुश्किल वाली चीजें करवा देते हैं अपने प्यार में, पता ही नहीं लगता. उसके बाद ब्यूटीफुल जर्नी है, पता ही नहीं लगेगा. तो जो भी दुख दर्द आ रहे हैं ना, आप ये सोचो ये तो रीअरेंज हो गया है, खत्म होने वाला है बस. अब तो मस्ती की सफर है, मस्ती का सफर है. And with, I'm again blessed कि I'm surrounded with love. Sarla aunty doesn't know. I've sent some messages which she probably hasn't seen, but so many times when I'm sitting across miles, I don't have to ask, but she answers. We have gurus here who have been sent by Swami, who are there astrally. We are not this physical limited self. You have to ask. See, what you want, you have to ask. If you are getting pain, you ask Swami, Swami. अब आप ले लो, ये मेरे से नहीं डील होगा, आप ले लो. Swami says, no, I am your true father and mother. हक से मांगो मुझसे. मैंने तो बहुत मांगा है स्वामी. मैं तो तंग होके बोला, स्वामी एडजस्ट कर दो ये बस यार. That's it. Making a friend. I think one thing I'd like to say, which I think again with so much guidance that we already have, is we have to go inward only. Whatever is happening around us, I firmly believe from my experience, it's our own reflection. The universe is constantly nudging us to realize our truth. And the universe is constantly reflecting back what we need to become aware of. Anything that happens to our body in the form of pain, it's actually the body, mind, soul is a very intelligent being. It's prompting us to listen. We are only divine beings, and our only journey is to recognize and truly experience ourselves. And every aberration, every imperfection that we see is what is the indicator for our own selves to wake up to what we need to grow into. So all the focus has to be on us. Swami said, I'm God, you're also God. The only difference is I know it, you don't. So his words are true. It's our journey to try find out, and everything in the universe will help us. And the only journey here is that only. Everything else is happening on its own. No, if I have to think about deserving, undeserving, I think I'm the least deserving to get a morsel of food on my plate. Very lazy, very unconscious about things on the outside. Probably not a great example. I think Swami was very he knew ये स्कूल आएगा तो गम करेगा, यहाँ पे डिसिप्लिन नहीं है तो दूर ही रखा. But I'm saying that he is already, universe is looking after us. We have to, the only journey is within ourselves, to ourselves. We say, oh, I'm Dr. So-and-so, I'm Mr. So-and-so. We say we should be humble. I say, even in saying my name is X, then it is ego. But if we say we know Bhagwan is everything, and Bhagwan says you are also divine, then our only journey has to be to realize our divinity. What are we worried about? We trust Bhagwan. We know Bhagwan will look after us. We know Bhagwan is the universe. We know we can't deny, even if an enemy comes in, you are hurt physically, even if you're killed. I remember in Cleveland, Ohio, third, fourth day when I was in my MBA program. Night, I was at the bus stop. We were told not to go to the city. This dark, 6'4", a dark guy comes in front of me and takes out a knife and just says nothing hardly. He just shows the knife, which means, and we were told in the orientation program, if anyone comes, it's called a mugging. If they take out any weapon or they say, don't argue, just give whatever you have. And I looked at him, and my curiosity always is that God is there in everyone. So I always look into the eye, and I know that I will connect because there is God. I literally looked at him with that conscious curiosity. He just turned around and left. There was no reason that he had to turn around. There was no police car, there was nobody else. It was dark. And next morning, when we were told mandatorily to come to the university office for any incident and report it because they had to keep track. And I went and I told them, they were laughing. They said, see, if you want your name in the record books, we'll put it, but you couldn't have been here right now. And I was like, what do you mean? They said, you were killed. Like if this happened, we would have received news that you were knifed. So God is there. Everything is divine only. Everything. There is nothing to worry about. Not that I don't worry also, I also do. But I think that composition of our mind going towards God versus our day to day, that has to flip. I think the more we are within connected, the less we will find lacking. And I'm saying that as a young graduate right now, where I only started experiencing recently, I've been on that journey of the world and all, and now I'm realizing sab kuch hi is his, and he's only giving more than what we need actually. Yeah, see, Swami said these two things, and again, when I've had few conversations, I said Swami said these two things you've all heard. Work is worship, duty is God. मैं उस टाइम मेरे को लगता है थोड़ा इसका गलत मीनिंग हमने ले लिया है. What Swami meant is the only duty is God. The only work is worship. हम सोचते हैं duty towards our family, towards each other is God. एंड अपना काम करेंगे ऑफिस जाके या घर का करेंगे तो वो वर्शिप है. आई थिंक वो उल्टा है. द ओनली ड्यूटी इज गॉड. सिर्फ भगवान के बारे में ही सोचना है यहाँ पे. सिर्फ वर्शिप इज नॉट पूजा ओनली. आप अंदर हो, अपने ध्यान कर रहे हो, जाप कर रहे हो, एक दूसरे से प्यार से बात कर रहे हो. ओनली वर्क इज वर्शिप. सेइंग इट बिकॉज मैं एक्चुअली आई एम वेरी सेल्फिश. आई टर्न एवरीथिंग जो मेरे को नहीं करना है कि मेरे को भगवान में ध्यान था, मैं भूल गया. तो आई हैव अ गुड एक्सक्यूज टू माय वाइफ एंड माय सन एंड एनीवन की बस भूल गया मैं. बट मैंने ये देखा कि मैं इतने दुनिया के काम भूलते ही रहता हूँ. बट मेरे को जो चीज सबसे ज्यादा जरूरी लगती है वो लगता है अपने से कनेक्टेड. लेकिन काम अपने आप हो जाते हैं. तो हर चीज जो हो रही है वो होनी है तो होएगी और नहीं होनी तो नहीं होएगी. आप करो या ना करो, डजंट मैटर. I'll answer this in two ways. Number one, हम है ही नहीं. हम अभी हम सोच रहे हैं, हम यहाँ बैठे हुए हैं, हम इंडिविजुअल हैं, हमें लगता है हमारा शरीर, हम बात कर रहे हैं, तो ये सब रियल है ना. ये सीमिंगली रियल है, ये है नहीं. बहुत मजे वाली बात है. बट अगर आप अपने आप को मान लोगे तो आप फिर एफर्ट भी करोगे. See, either we accept we are the individual ego. But let's not be hypocritical about saying, oh, we are one, we are God, we are love. But बंद कर दो बोलना. बोलो मैं इंडिविजुअल हूँ, मैं करूंगा. आज सक्सेसफुल हुआ, आज फेलियर हुआ. तो let's be honest that way. Before I say I am Gaurav, I will say I am divine. What I mean by saying humbly and unhesitatingly I am divine is I am saying to all of us, why don't we accept our Godhead? Why don't we humbly accept we are divine? Why don't we humbly accept and rise up and awaken to our divinity? When, if Bhagwan has said, you are divine, we are all divine, we are one, we are love, and we have this human experience as an instrument to experience our divinity, why don't we dedicate every moment, living, breathing, at least in the conscious hours, to only connect ourselves with Him? Because when Bhagwan has said we are divine, there is no question about it, there is no argument. Now we have to, now the difference is, oh, but how do we feel divine? But we can feel divine. When we are divine, who can take away what is our right? जो मेरा है वो मुझसे कोई ले जा ही नहीं सकता, वो मेरे में है, अब वो मुझे ढूंढ रहे हैं, तो मेरे में है और आप सब में है, हम सभी वो हैं। और अगर आप बोलो मैं एफर्ट ही नहीं करूंगा हम सब हो जाएगा, अगर आप वहां पहुंच गए हो जहां आप ट्रूली एक्सपीरियंस करते हो कि मैं हूं ही नहीं, तो आप हो ही नहीं, तो आप एफर्ट क्या लगाओगे, क्या करोगे? आप हो ही नहीं जब। और अगर आप हो, आप मान रहे हो, फिर तो आप करो। तो हम हिपोक्रिटिकल नहीं बनेंगे, हम बुलशिट नहीं करेंगे अपने आप को, हम अपने आप को बुलशिट नहीं करेंगे। आई एम सॉरी मैं गलत वर्ड्स दे रहा हूं मेरे एल्डर्स को, आई एम गोइंग टू आस्क फॉर माफी, बट मैं सीधा बोल रहा हूं कि आज मैं एक फादर हूं, मेरा एक 17-year-old सन है, मैं उसको बोलता हूं प्रणव मैं आपको कुछ नहीं बोल सकता, आपकी ट्रुथ है, आपको जो करना है आप करो। एंड समटाइम्स माय वाइफ विल से कि यू आर गिविंग हिम फुल फ्रीडम, एंड आई से व्हाट कैन आई टेक अवे फ्रॉम हिम? ही हैज हिज जर्नी, he has to follow his journey. I have my journey, you have your journey. We have been brought together to learn and evolve with each other. This is our ecosystem of love, of growth, of realizing our own pitfalls, of where we need to let go of ego or whatever. That is our ecosystem. Our families, whoever our dearest relations, whatever we call our ecosystem. आज हम यहाँ इकट्ठे हैं क्योंकि हमें लगता है इस टाइम में हम कुछ एक दूसरे से ले जाएंगे जो हमारा भगवान के प्रति प्यार या अपनी अवेयरनेस से ग्रोथ होगी। तो मैं सिर्फ ये बहुत क्लियरली एक बात बोलूंगा, मैं इसमें ह्यूमिलिटी नहीं दिखाऊंगा वर्ड्स में, जो या तो उस स्टेज पे आ जाओ और उसी को अपना मार्ग बना लो कि मैं हूं क्या, और इस ट्रुथ में जब आप आ जाओगे आपको खुद ही पता लग जाएगा क्या ट्रुथ है, और फिर जब आप रहोगे ही नहीं तो कुछ करने का नहीं बचेगा। लेकिन जब तक आप वहां नहीं हो तब तक आपको कुछ तो अपने लेवल पे सोचना होगा कि मैं हूं, मुझे लग रहा है मैं हूं, मुझे ये करना है। क्योंकि आज मुझे कोई बोलोगे तो बोलो तुमने कुछ नहीं किया, नहीं, अब जब तक मैं सोचता हूं मैं हूं, मैं करता हूं, जो भी करना है करता हूं, लेकिन जो मेरा एहसास है, मेरे पास वो वर्ड्स दिए हैं इंग्लिश संस्कृत के, जो भी मेरा एहसास है, जो भी मुझे लगता है, मेरा एक्सपीरियंस है इस रियल्म का एंड अदर रियल्म्स का, जो भी है, मुझे नहीं लगता मैं हूं, मैं तो कन्विंस्ड हूं मैं नहीं हूं, तो मैं क्या करूंगा? अब वो जो करवा रहा है, हो रहा है, किसी थर्ड पर्सन की नजरों में गलत सही होगा, मुझे तो पता नहीं हो क्या रहा है। जब हमारी जब हम इंडिविजुअलिटी में आते हैं, हमारी ईगो आती है, हर चीज को क्वेश्चन करते हैं, क्या हुआ, कैसे हो रहा है, क्या होगा, क्या नहीं होगा, कैसे होगा, ये क्यों हुआ, अच्छा वो हो गया, वेरी गुड वेरी गुड। जब गुड आता है तो बैड भी आएगा, हैप्पीनेस आएगी तो सैडनेस भी आएगी। बट है क्या क्वेश्चन? स्वामी ने बोल दिया, मतलब हाउ कैन यू डाउट? मजाक तो नहीं कर रहे थे हमसे? Sure. I'll say one thing only. Again, undoubtedly, Swami came and said, "Stop eulogizing me." कब तक मेरी बातें ही करते रहोगे? मैं बस फॉर्म ही रह गया हूं, मैं क्या? Well, do we have to only talk about Swami? Like, he is saying, awaken. He is saying, जागो. हम उनकी बातें करते थे, अरे अपने में जागना है. वो आए थे हमें जगाने, अभी वो हैं, हर फॉर्म में हैं, हमें जगा रहे हैं. हम उनकी बात कर रहे हैं. हाँ कर रहे हैं हम, प्यार है भाई, प्यार है, किसका नहीं है, किस वे में नहीं है. आज मुझे नहीं पता था, जिस रूम में मैं बैठा हूँ, एक्चुअली मैं कुछ सफाई कर रहा था. इनकी फोटो यहाँ थी नहीं, कहीं थी जहाँ है नहीं, तो इस यहाँ पे रख दी गई. अभी मैं आया तो मेरे को आया, देखो भगवान आपका ग्रुप है, इतनी देर बाद मेरे को आप ऐसे कुछ दे रहे हो कि आई एम नॉट इवन, यू नो, इतने लोग आई लॉस्ट एंड फाउंड में मैं अभी आ गया हूँ. ये लॉस्ट था, कहाँ से फाउंड में आ गया. तो बट कोई फॉर्म इज नॉट दिस फॉर्म और Swami's form. It's formless, right? He's not my guru. I love him as one of the many masters who has come. But I'm just saying, हम कब ग्रेड 1 में ही रहना है हमने. मैं बोल रहा हूँ अपनी गॉड हेड को हमें रियलाइज करना. कितने हम अर्थली ईयर्स, हम अर्थ रिलेटिव लेवल पे बात कर रहे हैं. हम आज थोड़े यंगस्टर्स हैं. आई थिंक हम लोग जितना मे बी लेट 40s अर्ली 50s में. Let's Raghav and Gayatri and others, you know, they have the privilege of more earthly life to experience their truth in whichever way. I'm talking very relative level right now. Every moment we don't know. हमें पता नहीं कि नेक्स्ट कौन मेरे को बोल सकता है कि अगले मिनट मेरी ये एक्सपीरियंस ऑफ earthly life will continue. I don't think anyone can say with guarantee because किसी भी टाइम थैंक यू हो जाएगी ये चीज, नहीं पता हमें. करेक्ट. तो टाइम निकला जा रहा है. एक सेकंड भी शायद अगर मिल गया तो वाओ. भगवान कह रहे जागो. अब हम भगवान को प्यार करते हैं, हम बोलते हैं हम वही करना चाहते हैं जो भगवान कह रहे हैं. भगवान कह रहे जागो. हम अभी कल सुबह उठेंगे, अभी नहीं. अभी पहले मैं मेरे बेटे का नहीं, मेरे को अभी काम करने जाना. The only work is worship यार. The only duty is God. अरे सब खाने को मिलेगा, छत नहीं जाएगी, गाड़ी चलेगी, काम बनेगा, काम मिलेगा, जॉब गई, जॉब भी मिल जाएगी, रिटायर हो गए, खाने को मिलेगा यार. टाइम निकला जा रहा है, टाइम निकला जा रहा है. टाइम है नहीं कुछ. आप आ जाओगे, समझ जाओगे तो आप ये जब गिरेगा ना तो ये गिरेगा भी नहीं. ये आपको ये खत्म हो जाएगा. ये जो सेपरेशन है बिटवीन बॉडी एंड ट्रूथ, ये कुछ नहीं है. आप सब जानते हो. बट लेट्स गो टू द नेक्स्ट ग्रेड. थैंक यू सरला आंटी. आपके पास सरला आंटी, मैं तो अमेज्ड हूँ. मैं अभी 1.5 साल पहले गया था एंड सरला आंटी अलाउड मी द फ्यू मोमेंट्स ऑफ हर लव. आपके पास गुरुज बैठे हैं. हमें जागना है. टाइम नहीं है. टाइम पता नहीं कब खत्म होगा. अभी जागना है और कुछ नहीं चाहिए. अभी जागना है, अभी जाना है अंदर अपने. वो बोल चुका है, वो भगवान स्वरूप, क्या भगवान है, आया है सामने आके. आप सबके सामने हम सबको इतना प्यार दिया है. वो बोल रहे जागो. अभी हम क्या वेट कर रहे हैं यार. किस चीज की वेट कर रहे हैं हम. और कुछ नहीं है काम. यही करना है, अपने में जाना है, कहानियां छोड़नी है. कोई कहानी नहीं है बाहर की. टाइम वेस्ट है बाहर का. इधर जाना, मंदिर जाना, ये करना, ये एक्सपीरियंस. अंदर जाओ, शांत होना है, चुप हो जाना है, उसको आवाज आने दो. वो साइलेंस की आवाज इज लाउडर देन एवरीथिंग. आपके पास है अभी. यू डोंट हैव टू अक्वायर इट, यू हैव इट. हम काम करते हैं, थक जाते हैं, गाड़ी में बैठते हैं, घर जाना है, बस रास्ते में बस घर पहुंचना है, थक गए हैं, घर पहुंचते हैं, गाड़ी बंद कर दी, अब बस से कि अंदर जाना है. अंदर आज दरवाजा खुला है, आके बाद जो अभी दे दिया सब उसने, और क्या देगा. किसकी चिंता है, क्या है, कुछ नहीं है, कुछ नहीं है. आ जाओ, बहुत प्यारी जगह है, बड़ा मजा आएगा. बहुत प्यारी जगह है. कुछ नहीं और चाहिए, कुछ रहेगा ही नहीं, कुछ नहीं है, सब चलता रहेगा, मत चिंता करो, कोई काम रुकेगा नहीं, सब चल ही रहा है, क्या हमने रोक लिया, क्या रोक लेंगे, क्या रोक लिया, क्या रोक लेंगे, आए गए आए गए आए गए आए गए. Just want to thank everyone, and Sarla auntie, thank you so much for beautiful words, for the true words.